Assalamu alaikum dear students. Hope you will be fine and enjoying good health. Okay, today we are here with the topic oral communication. Communication has two types, verbal and non-verbal, and oral communication and written communication comes in the category of verbal communication. And here it is written formal and informal. That is again the type of oral communication. So the objectives we will discuss today is the types, formal, informal, advantages, and then we will conclude this one. What is oral communication? Yes, it is said that it does not matter what you say, but it matters how you say it. So all the uh, all in our life, but we have to learn that how to speak, when to speak, and what to speak. So this is the actual action that we have to work. So we will discuss what is communication. Communication implies the act of exchanging thoughts, ideas, news, views, and any other information that we want to convey to the other person or medium or through channel. So here we can say that verbal and non-verbal both comes in the category of communication. But what is oral communication? Okay, we will discuss what is oral communication. When we say oral communication, it directly refers your mouth. And when we talk about our mouth, we know that vocal cords are the actual organ to produce sound. But in fact, there are 13 to 15 other organs that are also included in producing sounds, alphabets, the words, the vocabulary of each and every language. But as we have this ability by birth, or we are blessed with this ability to speak, so we are not consciously focused while producing any sound. So we can say that the lips, the tongue, the soft palate, hard palate, are lower the bottom of the mouth, and there are again you may say that the different organs that produce the sound, but actually we are not aware of the function of each organ. So here we are now coming again the topic speeches, presentations, discussion, all the form of oral communication, and we feel easy to talk in while speaking. Oral communication is generally recommended when the communication matter is of temporary kind. Yes, keep in your mind that it has a temporary kind. And as so far as compared with the written communication, we rely on written communication more than the oral communication in our daily life. So here are the different examples in front of you that face to face, the meetings, the lectures, the conferences, and so many other forms are the types of oral communication. And it is significant to build a rapport and trust. Rapport and trust mean that as we talk live, I mean face to face or through lectures, through conferences. So we may easily judge the body language, the gestures, the postures, and other contextual situation in which we are talking. So it is easy to build the relationship with the among the speaker and listener, and you may say the speaker or the crowd, or in other words, we are talking about the process of communication is easy to complete through oral communication. So here again in front of you the oral, and these are all the formal and informal both comes in the categories like social gathering, like group discussion, speech, lectures. These are the different types. Okay, ji. Next one, the different advantages that we have. Okay, now we will discuss different advantages. And as we know that oral communication has so many different advantages, first of all, in front of you, that high level of understanding and transparency mean for the interpersonal skills can be easily to analyze a speech of any person. So interpersonal mean person to person. It varies from person to person, mean the style, the vocabulary, the thinking, and also the body language of each person is different. Second one, there is no element of rigidity in oral communication. Rigidity means that we have a flexibility level while talking in oral, because we can easily change the moods, change the tone, the intonation, and the frequency of our speech while talking to the other person. And it depends on the context, it depends on the place, it depends on the time, and also the mood of the other person. The feedback is spontaneous. Third point, yes, as we need as we know that feedback is spontaneous in oral communication, how it matters? Yes, it really matters. That while talking to someone, if we say, "How are you?" and the second person remains silent, so definitely it means that there is a problem in the second person. And later on, after half an hour or 2 hours, he says that I am okay. Yes, that feedback is not according to the situation, and this is the reason we rely on oral communication, because we get the answer on immediate basis. Next one, oral communication is not only the time saving, yes, it also saves our money and effort. Efforts mean our physical struggle, you may say, that we need while written communication, and money also, you may say, that we need no financial budget to while producing some sounds or while doing to talk with someone. Yes, we need no physical effort, no money, and it is also the time saving when we get the answer on immediate basis. There are some advantages also, further, that facial expressions and gestures, that I have told you earlier, that the body language, that is an important tool of communication, and 93% our body promotes our communication. It is the best medium for discussion, negotiation, interviews, and counseling. How it works? Yes, that after the discussion or argumentation or something that you do face to face, or yes, we can easily analyze the opinions, and we can easily console to each other, encourage to each other, convince to each other to some extent, and therefore it matters. And the next one is that communicator can get known the reaction of the message on the receiver through his gestures, expressions, and tone. This is again linking with the first bullet that is in front of you. Now we will discuss the disadvantages of the oral communication. Okay, the disadvantage of the oral communication. Relying only on oral communication may not sufficient as business communication. I told you earlier that we rely on written communication so far as concerned to the educational, professional, practical, and business communication. We cannot rely on oral communication. This is the example in front of you, that your examination, when you later on when you go for the jobs, you need some sort of your the degrees and your job appointment letter. And later on, uh, if we are talking about the market area, while sale or purchase anyone, you may see that we have some written record there. Second one, oral communication is less authentic. Yes, we know this one, as again we discussed earlier. Third one is a time saving. Yes, it is time saving, but and on the other hand, we can say that long speeches consume lot of time, and therefore, for the large crowd, it is not important to speak each and every person in front of the crowd, and are unproductive at times. Yes, it is unproductive. Talking about again in case of meetings, the long speeches. Oral communication are not easy to maintain, and thus they are the unsteady. Again, I'm talking about the gestures, the body language, the postures, because we may be attentive for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hour, but later on we will get bored. Next slide is a limitation. Yes, keep in your mind its difference among limitation and disadvantage. Disadvantage is talking about the total negativity, the negative impact of that object, and limitation mean that to some extent we have some terms of conditions and then we can improve this one. What are the limitations? First one, it is not possible while dealing with a large group. As you see in your classroom, there are more than 100 students, 200 students. You may see about the large crowd when talking, while a public speaker is talking. So it is not implement. We do it, but it is not having the productive outcomes. Second one is it is ineffective when listener is not attentive. Yes, again the barriers, the physical, the emotional and psychological barriers are interrupting. It cannot retain for longer time as permanent record. Again, we have discussed that for the written documentation we have the record, but for the oral, yes, there are so many softwares now, applications are available, but still we cannot rely on that one. It is less effective if communicator has no convict on himself. Yes, next slide is the principles. Principles mean that are the major area to cover. First one is clarity of expression. Expressions mean clarity of thought, clarity of ideas, not comes in this category. They are talking about that how to express that what you want to say. And it happens in our daily life that a lot of times our expressions are not giving the same or promoting or encouraging our words. I mean, there is a variation in sometimes when we in the sad mood, when we have anger, or when we are so much excited. So there is a variation when we want what we want to say and how we say. Second, it's they're saying that two-way process means speaker and listener, and there's a medium, there's a relationship, there's a channel. Third, develop trust by creating listeners' interest means they need a common interesting topic to talk. Be precise, avoid hacking. Be precise mean your vocabulary, your information, your knowledge must be precise according to the time. You may also include the information, new information here. You may also include some sort of the lectures, the new and important information. Next one, avoid communication overload, easy flow, yes. Overcoming barriers, time, distance, noise, and as we have read earlier, there are 8 barriers. And timely feedback is the major principle of this one, that we need answer on the same time when we ask some question. And if you answer later on, that doesn't matter. It seems that you were not attentive at that time. Okay, Ji, next one. Now we are going to discuss some more principles that communication and listening skills it needs. Correct choice of medium. Again, medium means vocabulary, the selection of words, the ideation, and medium again comes in the category that while you are talking to face or through some lecture, all comes in this category. Strong conviction, sequence, coherence, and consistency in content. Coherence and cohesion is important tool of written communication, but also it needs to some extent, as far as while talking, we also need some sort of connection of ideas must be there. Next one is economical and accurate and empathetic. Accurate mean accurate, empathetic, and economical mean again they are talking about the empathetic mean that we can encourage, we can convince, we can console, and we can make a good relationship with a close one. Empathy means the emotional connection with the someone else, and that we cannot build with everyone to whom we met in our life. Identify barriers and try to rectify the problem. Again, the barriers that are 8 in number, and the first and most um, uh, foremost one is physical comfort. Physical comfort level is most important. Mean barrier mean that if someone is not personally, mentally, physically, psychologically is fit, he will not listen you. Go for the appropriate body language. Yes, we have to work on this one. Okay, Ji, next we are going to end again, but before this we will discuss the types that are 2 in number, formal and informal. Formal means official communication that we need in education, in job, in professional, in practical life, and that needs to be improved, that needs to be polished, that needs to be learned. Yes, there are categories. Upward, the flow of information from lower level to higher level. In other words, you may say that if you are a student and a student having the relationship with a teacher, teacher is answerable to the HOD, HOD is to associate dean, then to dean, then to VC. Mean they are talking about from the lower to higher level. This is called the upward. And here they are talking from the business point of view. Next type is a downward. Mean you may say that from owner to employees or to the laborers. So we can say that in some sort of instructions and directions that you must be obeyed. Horizontal mean talking about the mutual understanding level while taking some decisions, and here they are talking from the business point of view and that you need to learn. Next one is informal, and this is also called the grapevine communication that to some extent we don't work on this one. Actually, what we learn from homes, from our family, we actually give the same outcome. We don't work on the informal communication, but we need on it. Yes, this is a again, the examples in front of you, the casual greetings, the chatting, the gossips, and we do with the family, we do with the friends, we do with the fellows, yes, relatives, to whom we know we do the informal. But yes, there is a difference among formal and informal. But are the major difference? This is a, I'm going to just end this one, making the difference. After making the difference, the predefined channel is must informal. Like I want to give you example that if you have the presentation in class and you are having a different topic and you are instructed to present just for 15 minutes, and you work a lot for 15 minutes before coming in front of audience, but it must need preparation, it must need the proper practice. So this is a predefined channel, and later on when the students come in stage, they were nervous, they get confused. The reason is that they have to work on the formal communication, but as compared to informal, we move freely, We are not having any pressure. We are not overburdened with the fear of audience. Official communication and non-official we discussed earlier. Used in the professional setting, and second in the family and friends. So we, when we want about a good businessman, a successful businessman or jobian or whatever, of talking about the career, we must learn the formal communication. And if you are good at your formal, then definitely you may get promotion in the very uh, short time. Yes, there are no slangs or pronunciation. Okay, now I'm going to conclude this one, that we have seen how formal have a significant impact and effective and continuous commitment. So there is an overall percentage that 80% of our respondents believe that the value in informal communication through colleagues, friends within the organization. So here I just want to end by saying this one, that oral communication is we employ in apply in our all the life. We use, we want to have an easy access, but actually what we have to learn that how to speak, when to speak, and what to speak. In major cases that we have the deep idea but we don't know the surface idea. We have the ideation, we have the vocabulary, we have the knowledge, but we don't know that how to speak. And by using by selection of words, sometimes get wrong. So thank you dear students from my side. uh, Stay blessed at your homes. Take care all of you. Allah Hafiz.